FOJ 82. What's up, Jason?
Jeff, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm hot as
I know. Can hear the fan.
Yeah, we are in week 2 of no air conditioning. So I think last time we talked, it was running because I thought I had somewhat fixed it, right? By, hosing it down and cleaning out the coils and all that stuff. But turns out that it's 23 years old. So it's time. We have one more guy coming tomorrow, and then we'll have a decision by tomorrow evening. And then hopefully by the time you and I talk next week, we will have a new air conditioner because it is currently 85 degrees in this house.
That's way too hot, man.
Oh, dude, it is
If
awful.
not for yourself, do it for the dogs.
Yeah, actually right before we came on, we took the dogs outside, hosed them down, gave them a little bath with the hose, and then took them for a walk. And then brought them back in. So yeah, they have been really good sports. They do love a good fan breeze, though. I will tell you that.
Yeah, I don't blame them, man. It's a lot going on.
yeah, but no, they've they've been really good throughout the whole thing. Michelle, not so much, but I can't blame her.
Well, we had some AC issues yesterday and today as well. The water float triggered. So fortunately, I had bought some water sensors since the last time last year.
Yeah.
When the ceiling collapsed because of that old shenanigans. Right. And so the water sensor started going off. I was like, oh boy, here we go again. And so went up there and the drain pan is full of water. So I'm up there trying to, siphon out what I can. We finally got it. It was working fine. And then today went upstairs and noticed that there was no power to the thermostat. I was like, that's not good. Oh. So my wife and I got up there and started to, take the water out again and move the float switch and stuff like that. Finally got it working. So that's good. But it's been hot and extremely humid here. So the AC has been working like overtime for like a month straight. So I guess it doesn't surprise me, but clearly we've got like some sort of stoppage or something in the drain pan and it's not, cleaning out. So we got to get that taken care of.
Oh, no, I feel you. I'm not.
But it's working. So I have that going for me.
I feel you on the hot and humidity, man. It's been the same thing here all week. And August in Chicago, we all know how that goes. And it's, playing out as it usually does. So, yeah, gotta get it taken care of because it's brutal in here. I mean, the basement's not too bad, but
it's hot everywhere, though. Like, it's not just there, which, look, don't get me wrong. Heat is my kryptonite, especially humidity. But it has been like a crazy summer. Everywhere has been hot and humid.
It's been hot. It's been humid. We've had 3 rounds of very serious, severe thunderstorms with tornadoes involved. And yeah, it's been a pretty wild summer, to be honest. So I rarely say this, but I'm about ready for fall. And normally I love the summer. I love warm. I love the sun, all that stuff. But I'm ready for it to start, cooling off and all that stuff. So
I was born ready for the fall, man. That's just my jam.
A true 50s,
60s, hoodie weather.
Yeah.
Maybe shorts, during the day. And then, that's my jam.
Yeah, I'm a long sleeve or a hoodie with shorts guy. I've been that way a long time. Hell, I used to rock that outfit in the winter very regularly. Not as much anymore, but I still do it once in a while. But yeah, sweatshirt and shorts is the way to go.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So,
well, hopefully you get the air conditioning taken care of sooner rather than later because that is no good.
Yeah, I think, like I said, this week it should be taken care of. So we'll survive. You know what? There's worse things in the world. So first world problems.
Yeah, for sure. But still, that's a pretty big first world problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right up there with not having any like internet. Jeez, what would you do?
Oh God, no kidding.
Let's see what else. Happy birthday to Crow-Armstrong, a member of the Four Horsemen, celebrating his 80th birthday today. I think it is.
Yeah, he is not as advanced in age as I am, fortunately for him, but I believe it is birthday 52 for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was invited to join us this evening, but he turned us down because apparently his wife had other plans and probably better plans, to be honest. But
I don't know, man. I mean, what could be better than sitting here,
we are pretty
talking
excited.
to Jay in his sweaty sweat lodge over there.
We are pretty exciting, but he did tell us that he hopes to come on soon. So, of course, he's been saying that ever since we started.
Yeah, Chad, if you're listening too, you've said that too. So, we don't always record at the exact same time. We kind of move it around. So I'm sure, Jason, we would move things around to accommodate schedules as best we can.
Of course. Of course we would.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, Chad and Jeff have been good friends of ours for the better part of the last 30 years. And I know Chad goes even further back than that with you. So,
since 8th grade.
Wow. Yeah. So two quality dudes, man.
Well, they're two dudes for sure. Quality to be determined. And fluctuates wildly.
It does. But I would love to have them on the show at some point.
Of course. Yes. It's an open invite for anyone we know, really, to be on. But
yeah,
definitely like to have them on. I haven't done really anything all week. I mean, I was home for most of it. I had no travel this last week. I got my 3D printer, so I've been printing up stuff and learning how it works. I realized that our logo was very difficult to print. One, because I don't have all the colors, and two, because I haven't really figured out how to print like a coin yet. At least not consistently. That looks good on both sides. I can make one side look good. The other side, not yet.
I was gonna say, I texted you this. I did get a request for an FOJ show logoed pin or coin from an avid listener, Ray.
Well, I'll put it up to the camera here. Obviously this is audio only, but that's about as far as I've gotten with it. And I had to adjust the colors because that's the only colors I have are black, gray, white, green, and blue.
Okay.
And so one side I think looks good. The other side, it doesn't look quite as good because it's a different, like there's no, I don't know how to describe it. Like the texture is totally different. So I'm not sure how to fix that or even if it can be fixed. So I'm still working on that. But I've been printing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I think it looks good, man. For a first run, I think it looks very good.
Yeah. I mean, this has me thinking like maybe I should just change the logo of the show to make it easier to 3D print.
Well, I mean, if we are going to ever sell merchandise for the show, I would think a coin would be in high demand. I
mean, a coin is right up there. But I had the same problem with the other logo from my other show. Again, it's a texture issue. It's not really like a quality issue. So I'm still trying to figure that out.
Is the, or I should say, are the filaments, and I guess that's what you call them, right?
Yep.
Is that stuff expensive?
I mean, not terribly so, but if you keep using it, they're about, I'd say they're like between 15. They start at like $15 a spool. A spool is typically like 1,000 milligrams, which doesn't really mean anything. But it's basically starts at 15, and then based on the material that you get, it goes up from there. There are some very expensive ones that are like carbon fiber and like ABS plastic, like stuff that you would use for actual like car parts, for example, right? Things like that. And those get up to like $65-$70 a spool. So it's not cheap at all at that level. But the stuff that I'm using right now is PLA, which is kind of a basic plastic and easy to print with. And it's, like I said, between $15 and $20 a spool. Kind of depends on the color and where you get it from.
Okay, because I guess, my only reference point for that is regular printer ink, and that stuff's expensive too. Heck, at one point, it was like cheaper to buy a new printer just to get the ink.
Yeah. Well, that's how it worked. The printer was really the loss leader. It was they wanted to sell you the ink after that. So, get the printer in and then make it not work if you were out of blue ink, even though you're only printing black.
Yeah, right.
Forget that. That's dumb. You know what? I'll give a shout out to the company Brother. They do like printers and like label makers. I've had the same Brother printer for 15 years. And I think I've changed it. The tone, it's a laser printer. I've changed the toner twice in 15 years.
Wow.
And it still works to this day just like it's brand new.
Yeah, Brother, I've used Brother stuff. They make a lot of good stuff. Like you said, label makers and printers and all that jazz. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a good laser printer, and it wasn't too expensive, actually. And so the laser cartridge is not very expensive. I mean, I barely print anyway. It's not like I'm printing stuff every day, but every once in a while, right, you'll need it. And sure enough, the thing just keeps on working.
Nice.
Yeah. But I've been printing a bunch of stuff on a 3D printer. I've got a wall. How would I describe it? It's like a wall hook and like shelf system for the dog leashes and stuff like that. That is, I just finished printing the base plate. I've got to print out the shelf, like these dog print things, and then like the hooks that go into it. So I have a multi-stage thing. It doesn't all come out in one piece. I have to assemble it. But it won't be anything crazy. But did that. Done some hooks for like towels. Some more hooks for hangers to hang like your pants separate from like your jacket, right? Things like that.
Yeah.
What else? I printed a little riser for my Rodecaster video interface here, so that it gets more airflow underneath it. A scoop for pet food that is angled so that it's easier to get the stuff at the bottom without it being like all over the place. So just been meddling, dabbling, a little bit here or there.
Sound like you could have your own line of stuff to be sold at Target or Home Goods.
Yeah, if you want.
You're so domestic.
If you want definitely some amateur 3D prints, I'm the guy. And as long as it's in Maker World, which is the easy thing. So you just basically like pick the design, maybe change around the colors, the dimensions of it to kind of fit whatever you're trying to do, and then just hit print. Super easy. It's really not that difficult.
Now, okay, so I saw a picture of the little boat, which was your initial test run. How long did it take to print that?
That one took, I want to say it was like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, something. That wasn't too long at all.
Okay.
The thing that the longest print that I've had so far, I think, is a few hours. And it just took time. Actually, I printed an actual container for those spools of filament. So like an entire container. It's a top, a bottom, and a desiccant holder for the middle. So like, little silica gels and stuff like that, beads, like to absorb moisture, because you need to keep filament extremely dry. And so I printed an entire, like think of like a film canister. I printed that.
Okay.
And it's, I would say it's like a foot diameter around in a circle. And that probably took, that was pretty simple. It's just one color. That took a few hours.
So I'm just trying to get a gauge on what the process is. So the filament's made of what?
It's plastic, generally speaking. It's some sort of material. I'm printing in plastic right now.
So it's basically plastic, what, kind of like a dust, or is it like a...
No, it's like a wire. It's like a consistency of like a wire, I would say, like a plastic rollable tube type thing. Okay. It's like a spool of it. Think of like a spool of wire. Instead of wire, it's plastic.
Okay, and then it just the stuff goes through the printer, and it just kind of meshes it all together in the shapes that you've keyed into the computer.
Yeah, so think of it like you've got 3 dimensions: X, Y, and Z, left, right, up, down, and then depth, right? So not just up and down, but like upper, higher, and lower, right? That kind of thing.
I thought you were going to give me a left, right, up, down,
up, down, down, BA start. Yeah, it's the Konami code. So the printer, the filament, goes through a tube and into a nozzle. The nozzle heats the filament up to a high temperature so that it will melt the filament.
Okay.
And essentially it kind of oozes out in a very precise manner. It's like we're talking, like, I think my filament head is 0.4 millimeters. Okay. And so very small, like precise, fine goo, essentially. As soon as it comes out of the extruder, which is what that's called, it automatically, because of the temperature, starts to harden already. And so it takes a little bit of while, right, as it's printing and kind of going around, it kind of hardens and sets itself. But it goes left, right, up, down. It'll raise and lower the bed based on the height of whatever you're printing. So if you're printing something flat, it'll kind of keep everything the same thing. But if you have some of the ridges, it will go around in ridges and go up and down and things like that, and raise the bed up, up and down to meet where it is. And basically prints from the bottom up of however you've got the model oriented. So if you think of like a coin, right? Coin is flat.
Yeah.
You're printing in a circle and you're printing it like the long ways up. And so it prints a bigger area, but there's only a little bit of height. If you were to take that coin, stand it on its side, it would take basically the same amount, but instead of printing left and right so much, it'll be printing up and down more. It'll go up and up and up and up and up.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. It's fascinating to watch it work. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can. Well, you showed me you sent me the video. It was cool.
Yeah, they got a little time lapse thing built into it, so a bunch of stuff I've done, and then I have a AMS system, automated material system, that sits on the top. That's what I've got set right now, and that has 4 different spools of filament, and they all feed into the one extruder on the inside. And basically, the system is smart enough to know to say, oh, there's black spool in this bay, there's white, there's gray, there's blue, and in these 4 different bays, and it knows when to switch based on the model that's sent over to it. And if it's multiple colors, it will print in the one color, and then when it needs a switch, it switches over the filament and extrudes out whatever it needs to do as waste little. They call it poops, basically plastic poops. And then the new color comes out, and then it prints that new color, and then it just kind of switches back and forth. And every time it has to switch a color, it's basically has to bleed the line essentially to get the new line, to get the new color in there. Sure. Yep. It's fascinating to watch, man, especially just kind of back. And it is, I have no idea how I'm sure it's, it's all coding and math and stuff like that, but it is ridiculous how cool and easy it is to actually print stuff. And now it's just kind of more figuring out, okay, how do I get more into CAD and do 3D modeling and stuff like that, or get good enough where I can take an existing model and kind of tweak it to what I need.
Yeah. I mean, is there a way now, would you use this for your work at all?
I mean, promotion, maybe those little coin things.
Yeah.
I could see that. I don't think there would be no reason to do it in cybersecurity or anything like that. But
yeah, so this is more
maybe for promotion things, stuff like that. But it's really more of hobby stuff around the house. Yeah. I mean, I suppose I could, say, hey, if you needed me to make you hooks, that's something I could do and, mass produce them, and it would take about an hour to do I don't know, 10 or 15 of them.
Okay.
Obviously, a simple model is simple print, one color, simple print, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, would I use it for work? No, probably not. Maybe for a little knickknacks and tchotchkes and stuff like that. Like I said, you had a person requested a, coin. That's kind of how I was thinking as well. So I kind of started to figure out how that would potentially work.
Nice. Well, Ray will be excited to know that a coin is in the works.
Oh, shout out to Ray. I have one sitting in my hand. I'm holding it right now. I guess what would be a good size for it? Because I've printed out a few different sizes, and I'm trying to figure out what is the right side. Is it a poker chip size? Would it be a keychain?
I would think a poker chip, maybe a little bigger than that, would be good. Yeah, I don't know what a standard poker chip is. Maybe an inch and a quarter. I would think something maybe an inch and a half in diameter would probably be good. Don't you think?
Yeah, something like that is what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, inch and a half to 2 inches. 2 inches might be a little bit too big, but you want something that's. I mean, you don't want a quarter or a dime. I mean, you want something that you can hold, and you have it.
It's got some heft to it, right? It's something. Yeah.
So,
now, what would you do with a poker chip like that?
What would I do? I'd hand them out. I'd be like, hey, I would, if I was walking somewhere and,
show your poker chip and Jay will buy you a beer or a Portillo's hot dog.
Yeah. Or here's my, I do a podcast. Yeah. Here's a chip for you.
Ooh, that way they'll always have. Yeah.
What
you could do is you could embed an NFC tag in the middle of it, and you hold the poker chip up to your phone, and it takes you to FOJ.show.
Okay. Hey, there you go.
See, now I'm how do I make more tech in this? And I happen to have a roll somewhere of RFID tags somewhere, or NFC tags, I mean.
Yeah.
So that's what you could do. So you could print, pause the print, drop the little, it basically looks like a little piece of paper with a little bit of metal wiring on it. Program it when it's done, and then keep printing over the top of that paper, and it's embedded in the middle of it.
Like that.
That's something I'll have to figure out. I gotta work up first and figure out how to make the coin actually look somewhat decent.
Yeah, or put a clear coat coin.
See, that's the thing is, you could do stuff like that, but now we're getting into arts and crafts, and I don't know.
Well, knowing you'll have it figured out by the end of the month.
Well, I keep experimenting. I've got a bunch of chips that I've kind of printed here, trying to figure out what makes the most sense. Is it flat on its side? Do I raise the ridges, of the letters, right? Things like that.
Yeah.
The problem is our logo is very thin. The letters in the FOJ and the show are like glowing. And so how do you separate that without losing quality?
Just don't go counterfeiting poker chips.
Don't go what?
Counterfeiting poker chips.
Yeah, if anybody takes this as currency, I mean, absolutely cash it in, but run. has no money, no monetary value whatsoever.
Yeah, no kidding. So that's cool, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're doing stuff that you thought you could and making it usable for shit around the house. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's fascinating. It's like the replicator from Star Trek. It's like I download a file into it. It's super easy. I can do it from on my phone if I wanted to. And then just click, and anywhere from 30 to a few hours later, I've got like this thing that didn't exist before.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So,
yeah. Yeah. Other than that was basically my entire week. And then I head out to New York City this week. And then I'll be in Foxboro next week.
Okay. Foxboro, home of the multi Super Bowl winning Patriots.
Yep.
Nice.
So I will be out there for work and, basically like a little bit of a trip and then come back. And I got New York City this week. That's another quick little trip. Fly out Wednesday, come back Friday. And not sure what after that.
Nice.
I have a ton of travel between like the middle of September to like the middle of November. I think I'm on the road like 8 or 10 straight weeks straight. So that'll be interesting.
Nice. Well, I didn't have much this week either. Just, work and listen, we played our first men's league playoff game today.
And
let's see. Well, we are the 1 seed. Played the 8 seed today. Beat them 24-2.
Jeez.
Wasn't much of a game. Now, these series are best. These rounds of playoffs are best 2 out of 3. So they played a wild card game this morning between the 9 and the 8. So 1-game elimination. They won that game. And then we played the first game of our series because we're not having teams play more than 2 games in a day. So they played us at noon, beat them 24-2 in 5 innings. Yeah, honest to God, wasn't much of a game. Needless to say, I was not needed. Although I was ready. I brought pants.
I mean, that's when they put in the backup quarterback, right? Is to do cleanup.
Yeah, we had plenty of guys today, so it was all good. I mean, it seems like okay, the playoffs are going. So now, we have all our guys, which is good because some of our guys play on other teams, some of our guys coach youth teams and things like that, and all the youth baseball's done. So those guys are all available now and that kind of thing. So I think we let off the game with back-to-back home runs, and it was just an onslaught from there. So made quick work of the Rangers, wherever the hell they're from in the city. And then once we win this series, we have to beat them one more time. We most likely will take on the Knights of the Chicago Police Department.
Oh boy.
Who we have already beaten twice this year. But they will be out for revenge, and it should be a solid series.
So is the team that good, the other team that bad, or is this like one of those days where it's just like the one team had it going, the other one just didn't?
I think it was a combination of all three. We beat this team pretty bad the first time we played them, or the first 2 times we played them. And today it was just one of those things where everything went right for us, everything went wrong for them. I think we knew we were going to handle the game without a problem, but I didn't anticipate it being that bad. But I mean, our guys we were able to put our best lineup out there because most of our guys were there, and it was pretty ugly. But I mean, hey, we had a blast. We had a good time. I just, you feel bad for the team. You tell us some of those guys were getting frustrated, and it was hot, and these guys are like, okay, let's just end this, and blah blah blah, and I would agree. It's like at some point it stops being fun, especially if you're on the losing end of that. And Lord knows I've been on the losing end of that kind of thing many times in the past. So I know how that feels. And it's whether you're a kid or an adult in men's league, it sucks getting your ass handed to you. So we'll play them one more time.
Like, make it end.
yeah, exactly. So we'll play them one more time, and then move on probably next week. So, and our team did have the league MVP. He was voted league MVP. He plays third base for our team. His name is Mitch Jordan. So, Mitch, I don't know if you listen, but if you do, congratulations. Dude hit almost 500 on the season.
Jeez.
Great guy. He's just a great guy to have. Leader on our squad. Conducts himself the right way. He's not a shit talker. He's just goes out there and just hits, fields. He's just that dude. So, kudos to Mitch.
Yeah. And that's why he's the FOJ Listener of the Week, Mitch. Congratulations.
So, yeah, pretty awesome for Mitch. And our team, now I co-manage this team with this guy, Alex. And Alex he's a board member in the league. So he was one of the guys who put this league together. But he's a guy that I've known for years. Our boys played high school ball together and things like that. And he's the guy who got me into this. But so our co-manager squad, I guess, was also named Manager of the Year. So I found that out today, which is pretty awesome. And then Alex is like, look, man, he goes, I basically do the admin stuff and write the lineup and keep score. He's like, you manage the game. He's like, this award is all yours. So I got that coming. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So yeah, it's the inaugural Manager of the Year award for the Chicago Premier Baseball League. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's pretty awesome.
That's great. Congrats.
Appreciate
it. Got a deep playoff run coming up here, it looks like, too.
I think so. I truly believe we're going to be tough to beat. I just when we're clicking and all our guys are there, and I don't think we can be beat, to be completely honest. And I think while we have good players, obviously the roster construction was the key. I mean, we have the right guys. We have hitting, we have pitching, we have defense, we have all of it. But it takes, I will say this, it takes a certain level of commitment because, so our league has 17 regular season games, 18 regular season games, and you have to play in 8 of them to qualify for playoffs.
Right.
And, guys have to work, guys play on other teams. Some of these guys are just baseball junkies. I think we have one guy on our team who plays on like 6 teams altogether, which is nuts.
That's his job.
Yeah, but we basically had, I think it was like 85% of our roster. I think we rostered like 24 guys, and I think 19 of them or something like that qualified for playoffs. That takes a big commitment, to say, hey, I got to get to my Orioles game, all that kind of thing. So I'm really pleased by that. I think guys like to play for us. I think guys are having fun. Our team gels really well. We don't have any bad apples on our team, and it's cool because we have guys from the suburbs, we have guys from the city, we've got guys from different backgrounds, all kinds of stuff. But our team just gels really well, so it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. What about the age of these guys?
So I think the youngest guy on our team is 20, and the oldest guy on our team is, I believe, 42 or 43.
Well, I mean, not including yourself.
Not including myself.
Saw some game time.
Yeah. But I should say the oldest full-time player is 42, 43 years old. I'll bet you most of these guys mid to late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have, like I said, we got him. Another guy's like 35, who's really good. A couple guys who are like right around 30. But yeah, most of them mid to late 20s.
Well, good luck.
It's a good mix. It's
going to be a disappointment if you guys lose. Are you guys like the favorites?
Yeah, well, it's kind of nice because, like I said, it's a 3-game series. I don't see anybody beating us 2 out of 3. Like I'll be shocked, and I'm not trying to toot our own horns here, but
toot away, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but we are now 18-1. I will be shocked if we lose a game. But even if we do have one of those days where everything goes wrong and the other team happens to have everything go right, it doesn't eliminate us. They got to beat us 2 out of 3. So I don't see that happening.
So it's in the bag, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's in the bag, but I don't.
I'm not gonna jinx you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to jinx this, but I feel very confident that our team will finish the job.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to say, and I'm not going to make it any worse. So,
so yeah, so that'll be fun, and then hopefully, everybody will, come back next year, and they're hoping to grow the league a little bit, make it even bigger, and because this is a brand new league that Alex and a couple of guys started because they weren't real thrilled with the leagues they were playing in, and so far it seems to be a success. We've had a couple of hiccups, but nothing we haven't been able to overcome, and there's a lot of interest, and I think I told you this. There are a lot of good, solid adult baseball players in this area. I never knew men's baseball was that big a deal, but there's got to be, I don't know, 70, 80 teams around Chicago in different leagues and stuff, and it's pretty popular. I had no idea. I thought men's softball in Chicago was big, but men's baseball is pretty big too. So
I guess it's a major metro area, so
yeah.
But still, to have that many leagues and teams and old fellers out there playing ball,
yeah,
that's cool.
So yeah, I don't think my services will be needed. And plus, I don't want to jeopardize the 1,000 batting average.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, maybe next year. Next year, maybe I'll ask for a more regular role. But this year was just kind of let's try it out and see how it goes, and it went well.
So. Yeah. Well, you don't want to, like, Josh Báez probably feels the same way as well, right? 3 for 3. Yeah. No, he went 3 for 4, right? But his first 3 were home runs.
Yeah, how about that?
I found out today he's Javi Baez's brother.
I did not know they were related. Obviously the name, is similar, but I did not know they were related. But yeah, he hit, what is it? The first at bat, he hit the first pitch he saw into the center field bleachers 449 feet away, which is a shot. I mean, I think it was like the third longest home run at Wrigley Field this year. And then the second at bat, he went to a full count and then drove it down the left field line. But I mean, again, no doubt home run. It wasn't a cheapie. It was, into the seats and all that stuff. And then the third one, he hit opposite field, just a line drive over the right fielder's head and just kept going, probably into about the second row. And I mean, and you have to give Cub fans credit. The Cubs were losing, so, they, kind of recognized what was going on. This guy came up for his fourth at bat. I think it was in the 8th inning, and lined out to the left fielder. And the Cubs gave this guy a standing ovation coming off the field.
Yeah, good for good fandom around
now,
that.
A lot of Cardinal fans, obviously, in Chicago. There always is when they come to town. But the whole stadium gave this guy a standing ovation, which was pretty awesome.
How much of that do you think is, not only the performance, but also the fact that he is Javi Baez's brother? And
that might be
a big part of the Cubs' success over the last, however long it's been since he's been here.
Might be part of it. He got traded. He was traded, I think in like 2018, something like that. Yeah. 2018, 2019. He's the guy the Cubs traded for Pete Crow-Armstrong.
That was a good trade.
Yeah. And back then nobody knew who PCA really was. I mean, he was a pretty highly touted prospect, but nobody expected he was going to turn into what he has. I mean, he's in a bit of a slump now, but I think he homered today. But he's arguably the National League's most valuable player. So
yeah, not bad.
No, not bad at all. He had an incredible month of July. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you look it up. One of the best months ever had by a position player ever, statistically. So yeah, pretty good.
Not bad. Anything else before we get to the Bears?
I can tell you that the White Sox, because I have to talk about my Sox. And so heading into the weekend, I think they had something like a 3.5 game lead. over the Twins, the Tigers, and the Guardians. They're all like bunched up in second place. The Sox have a lead. Well, they're in the midst of like playing 16 games in 16 days, which is kind of crazy, but it's because they have a makeup game that they have to play on Thursday against the Braves because they got rained out. But so they had to go to Detroit and play a 3-game series over the weekend. And, it was one of those kind of make it or break it series. It's like, okay, we're in Detroit. Hopefully you get one. You don't want to lose the lead. That kind of thing. They went into the Tigers and by the way, they play the Cubs starting tomorrow. So Cubs Sox series starts tomorrow at Wrigley Field, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I think that series is actually bigger for the Cubs than it is the Sox, but it's neither here nor there. So they go into Detroit. I'm hoping they get 1 out of 3 just to avoid the sweep and, they can move on. They went into the Detroit and swept the Tigers. No, and no matter what the Tigers did, the Sox had an answer. They just kind of went in and said, you know what? This division is ours. We're taking it. This shit's mine. We're taking it. I don't care what you do. We're coming back. You can take the lead. So what? We're coming back. We're going to win. They won all 3 games, and I believe they now have a 5.5 game lead on the Twins, a 5.5 game lead on the Tigers.
They're 5.5 on the Tigers and 6 on the Twins, 6 on the Guardians.
6 on the Guardians. I'm going to say it here, and I know this is a pretty bold statement, but I'm going to say it here. I think the division is done. I think it's over. I don't think any of those 3 teams will catch them.
How many games are left?
It's right around. It's somewhere between 35 and 40. I'd have to look at the Sox record. I don't know.
They're 65 and 58.
Okay,
and ESPN has them as a 71.7% chance to get to the playoffs.
Okay, so they've played 123 games, 65 and 58. Yeah, so there are 39 games left,
and they can hang on to 5.5.
I think so. I mean, that means for them to be overtaken, there has to be 6 days where the Sox lose and one of those teams win. And I think that's a large lead to try and make up. Now, this is obviously, assuming that the Sox don't go on some sort of losing streak. I think their longest losing streak of the season is 4. So, assuming that doesn't happen to them. Now, don't get me wrong, they still have issues. They have starting pitching issues. They've got, they still have maybe some questions in their bullpen. But their offense just seems to keep them in every single game. And it's been exciting. It's going to continue to be exciting. I think both Chicago teams make the playoffs. I think the Cubs have a better chance of getting to the World Series than the Sox do. But if the Yankees continue to have injury problems, and the Sox have proven that they can compete with the Rays, I think the American League is wide open. So I think it'll be an exciting October for potentially both sides of town. And man, I'm not saying you could dream it yet, but if both teams happen to make the World Series, Chicago will not know what to do with itself.
Bad luck, anarchy.
I know it'll be nuts, but it's been an exciting year for both sides of town.
So I need your help to explain something here because I'm looking at the ESPN MLB standings.
Okay. And
one of the columns is playoff percentage, which I'm guessing stands for, do they make the playoffs? It's got different percentage. That's where I came up with the 71.7% chance that the Sox make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's like their likelihood or whatever. Yeah.
So what I don't understand here is for the American League Central, you got the Sox, Tigers, Twins, Guardians, and Royals. If the Sox are at 71.7%, and then you've got the Tigers and Twins and Tigers, Twins, and Guardians that are 5.5 and 6 games back. Mm-hmm. You've got the Guardians, who are 6 games back, have a 31% chance to make the playoffs, but the 2 teams technically above it, the Tigers and Twins, are at 18.2 and 19.9%. Is that like a strength of schedule thing that's left over?
That's exactly what that is. That's based on who they have left to play. Because I'm sure that means that you said the Guardians have the 30%. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Guardians have 31%, and then Twins have 20, and Tigers have 18.
I know the Sox have, I think it's 6 games left with the Twins. So that tells me that the Twins and Tigers have a tougher schedule
than the Guardians.
Than the Guardians do.
Okay, and in case you're wondering, the Kansas City Royals have a less than 0.1% chance. But you're saying there's still a chance.
I think the Royals are done.
The Cubs are at 98.1%.
Yeah, the Cubs lead the wild card. I know they're behind the Brewers, but they lead the wild card, I think, by like 4 or 5 games. So,
yeah, Brewers are at 99.9. The Braves are at 99.6. The Dodgers are at greater than 99.9.
Okay, yeah, the Dodgers still have, I think it's like an 8-game lead on San Diego. Although San Diego's kind of making 7. Okay, San Diego's making a push because that was like a 12-game lead. The Dodgers have kind of struggled. I know they're like 4-6 in their last 10, but at one point they had lost 9 out of 10, and
they're 5-5, and the Padres are 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah. So that means they've gained 3 games in the last 10. The Dodgers are just kind of limping along. I think it's kind of the dog days of August, and I know they've got some pitching injuries, and that they're still working their way back from. But they're down their top 2 catchers. But the Dodgers are just one of those teams where, they just got to get in the playoffs, and then suddenly, who's healthy, it just works. So we'll see. The Ohtani hasn't pitched in like a month, because really, I know he's having issues, but they don't need him, and they don't want to push it. And they've got guys. They traded for Skubal, and while he hasn't been great, they still have him. And the Dodgers just they find a way, and then when it's go time, they always seem to perform. So
I thought I read somewhere that he was shut down from printing from pitching for the year.
Oh, maybe he is. I know he was shut down for a while, and maybe since the trade of Skubal, maybe they have decided to shut him down for the year, because, like I just said, they really don't need him to pitch, and because he's not pitching, and now he's still having a very good offensive year, but because he's not pitching, I think that's why PCA for the Cubs, who's having just as good of an offensive year, if not a little bit better, is in consideration for MVP. And I actually think if right now, PCA is more valuable to the Cubs than Ohtani is to the Dodgers, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
So, and this is, you're talking, I'm a Dodger fan. Outside of the White Sox, the Dodgers are my second favorite team. That's who I grew up liking because of my dad. But so I do follow him. But PCA is just, and I'll admit, I was late to the party on him. I knew he was good. I knew, the potential was there. And I always thought, okay, he still strikes out too much. He still doesn't get on base as often as he should. This year, he's fixed all that. He walks more. He gets on base more. He still has the power. He still steals bases. The guy could just, and he's still arguably the best center fielder in baseball. The guy just can beat you in so many different ways. And, I think he's the one guy that if you took off the Cubs, they would have a problem.
Yeah, he's a bigger percentage of their success.
Yeah, 100%. Dodgers still have, don't get me wrong, Ohtani, if he took him off the team, it'd be a blow, but I don't think it would matter quite as much as PCA getting hurt or something like that. So,
did you see Tommy John passed away?
I did. He was what, 83? 83. So obviously, the famous, he's most known for the arm surgery or elbow surgery. I guess he was the first. So he was the first guy to have that procedure. And I believe he pitched another 14 years after that procedure was done. And he pitched until the age of 46, I believe. He pitched a long time. And I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame, but I know a lot of people have put him that he should have been in the discussion
for Hall of Fame.
Yeah, his numbers were good. But when you pitch for what, 25 seasons,
26 seasons, 6 teams.
Okay.
And you've got a surgery named after you.
Yeah, right. He's probably more famous in the medical world than the baseball. But no, he 6 teams, and I know he pitched for both the Dodgers and the White Sox. So R.I.P. Tommy John.
Yeah.
He started pitching, I shouldn't say started. He was at the end of his career when I first started following baseball. I know I have a baseball card of his upstairs somewhere.
I only know him from the surgery. And that's about it.
Yeah, that's that's where most people know him. But Tommy John surgery is pretty common these days, and I know, there's even some kids that are just having the surgery, before they get hurt, kind of as a preventative type thing. But I mean, kids are having surgery as young as high school age.
Yeah, that's crazy that you're that young and you already need that surgery.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point where some of these kids are throwing the ball so hard, and they're throwing curveballs the wrong way and things like that. And they're just putting so much stress on the elbow at such a young age. And I think a lot of it is, back when I was a kid, Little League Baseball, the season was like 12 games, and that was it. Now kids are playing 50, 60, even 70 games a summer, spring and summer, for their travel teams. And, if they pitch, obviously they're pitching a lot. And then you tack on high school games, things like that. And these kids are throwing roughly 100 pitches a game sometimes, and then include warm-ups between innings before the game. That's another, probably 30, 40 pitches. That's a lot of stress on the elbow. So
is that coaching though? Like,
yes.
Who's protecting the kid?
It needs to be,
because they're going to want to throw hard every single time, right?
It needs to be managed a lot better. And there are so many arguments for this. There are so many, part of it is technique. Are we teaching them how to throw the right way? Are they getting enough rest? Should they throw less? Should they throw, more to keep the arm loose, just playing loose catch? Should they ice? Should they not? Should they heat? Should they not? There's just so many different schools of thought, and nobody knows what the right answer is, because every arm is different. Right. Every shoulder is different. Every arm slot's different. Everybody throws different, so there's no real right answer. But what gets you recruited, and I've had 3 kids go through the recruiting process, and granted, none of them pitched, but what seems to get you noticed is velocity. The harder you throw, people know you. And yes, in high school, the harder you throw, you're going to be able to get guys out. But what they fail to teach, I think, is the art of actual pitching. How do you hit the corners? How do you execute 3 different pitches that you could throw at any time? Are you a pitcher or are you a thrower? Thrower, yeah, if you've got an arm in high school that can throw anywhere around, 90 to 95, you're going to get noticed. But if you're a guy, I would say the average high school pitcher probably throws low 80s, which is still really good. But if you're a guy who throws low 80s, but you throw strikes, you can throw it wherever you want. You don't walk people. You can get soft contact on the bat because you know how to, go inside and go outside and just miss the barrel is what it's called. You're going to have a lot of success, but unfortunately that doesn't get you noticed as much as throwing the ball 95.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's one of those things that I don't think you can teach, right? Is that velocity, or maybe only up to a certain point?
Up to a certain point. I mean, yeah. Could you teach somebody to maybe gain 3 or 4 miles an hour? Sure. Just based on technique, and a lot of it's in your legs, believe it or not. But, can you, I mean, a lot of it is how big you are. A lot of it is, what is your arm capable of? I mean, a lot of it does come from natural talent. Like, there was a dude on Justin's high school team who threw 95, but in high school, he was 6'7". Big kid.
6'7".
6'7". But
he's playing baseball?
What's that?
And he's playing baseball?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, he's actually still pitching in minor leagues for the Blue Jays somewhere, believe it or not. But there was another guy, same team, same class, who was only 6 foot, still threw 90, but 90 was as high as he got. But he had a changeup and a major league caliber slider, and he was just as good. And he's also still pitching. He's actually pitching for the Kane County Cougars right now. So, different paths, different ways to get there. Now, I will tell you this, Austin, the 6'7" kid, had Tommy John surgery. Connor, the 6'0" kid, did not. So.
How old was he when he had the surgery?
He was a couple years into college, so 20, maybe.
And he's still throwing that well afterwards, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of guys actually are able to throw harder after the surgery. I don't know the ins and outs of the actual surgery. I know, what is it? I think they take like a tendon. I don't know if it's out of your leg or a ligament out of your leg or something like that, and put it into your elbow, that kind of thing. But I guess it's like wound a little bit tighter, or it's put in there a little bit tighter, which just generates a little more torque on the ball when you throw it. I mean, throwing a baseball is not a natural motion for the shoulder or the elbow. Now, if you pitch a softball underhand, like from a windup, like a softball, that is a natural arm motion, but throwing is not, which is why all the, where all the problems come from, because it's not natural.
So should you be allowed to play with that physical enhancement surgery done?
Well, it's not.
Is that given unfair advantage?
Not well. I mean, for some maybe, but not. I mean, it doesn't happen for everybody. Again, it's the human body. It's
right.
It's going to react. Everybody reacts different. I mean, there have been some guys out there that have had multiple Tommy John surgeries,
and they're throwing 200 miles an hour. All right. Well, there's a candidate for the enhanced games. Is you have to have a Tommy John surgery to be in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would not subject my kid to a proactive Tommy John.
Okay. Well, yeah, I would hope not. And I hope other parents listening to the same thing. But that there are people out there that will absolutely do that.
Oh, yes. And it's unfortunate because I think it's wrong.
I mean, I'd get a USB port installed if I could.
Oh, I know you.
Can you imagine being able to charge your phone anytime?
Well, we always had whatever video game we were playing, we always said it knew you were playing. So we always thought you were plugged in somewhere.
That was those were the old days. My competitive video gaming is now not so much. But yes, I was, at least for our little tribe, seemed to have the leg up on most.
Yeah, from Mario Kart to Foxboro to GoldenEye to NBA Jam to NHL to Madden.
Mm-hmm.
You name it, Jeff played it.
And it knew I was playing.
And it knew you were playing. Command and Conquer. What was it? Was it StarCraft?
StarCraft. Chad is way better at those. I'm not very good at those RTS type games where you have to build quickly. I'm too methodical, and I'm not that fast with it. I know Chad's very good at it. I think he actually still plays.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, okay. I think he still plays StarCraft.
All right.
I think. Don't quote me on that. Chad, you have to come on and regale us with your StarCraft stories.
I was going to say, update us on the world of StarCraft 30 years later.
Yeah. All right, let's talk some Bears because I purposely did not watch them. I instead went for a drive through the southern border of North Carolina into South Carolina area, up in the mountains, putting the new Rivian through its paces on some twisty, windy mountain roads, which was a lot of fun.
Nice.
I made the conscious decision that I was not going to watch. I'm like, should I watch? Probably. No. It's preseason. Who cares? What are we going to learn in game one that Caleb is not playing in?
Well,
and most starters, apparently.
I can tell you, Caleb did not play. You had no Swift, no Monungai, no Odunze, no Burden, no Loveland, no Komet. And let's see, on defense, I don't think you had Jalen Johnson. I don't think you had Tyreek Stevenson. You didn't have TJ Edwards. You didn't have Grady Jarrett. You didn't have Gervon Dexter. You didn't have Montez Sweat. So yeah, there was a lot left to be desired as far as who was playing. I mean, Karan Amagaji was the starter at left tackle, for Christ's sake. So yeah, it was interesting. I mean, Bagent played the whole first half and honestly was a little rocky. I think he wound up 13 of 22,
169 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Sacked twice.
He got better as the game went along. I mean, the debate is always, okay, could Tyson start for another team? Yeah. Is he one of the best 32 quarterbacks out there? Probably. But when you watch Tyson Bagent play, you could see why, he's not an NFL starter. He's not looked at as, oh my God, we got to go get this guy.
Yeah.
Could he get you through a game? Of course he can. And he is actually, and I think he knows it because he publicly said, I think it was yesterday, he said, hey, somebody asked him about, would you want to start for the team, blah, blah, blah. He said, I am on the Bears. I want to play for this team. I want to do whatever it takes to help this team win. And he goes, if I never get in a game, that means Caleb's healthy. And that's great. So
that's the right answer.
So yeah, team guy, smart answer. I like Tyson Bagent. I always have because he always does say the right thing. And then Case Keenum, I think, played the third quarter and a little bit of the fourth quarter. And I believe he was 9 of 10 for 151 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Perfect rating of 158.3.
Yeah. Perfect.
Why is he not starting? Why is he not our starter?
Of course, he's playing against, probably the 3s and the 4s, but,
But he's a veteran.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good to know that you have a guy whose job is to basically, be Caleb Williams's sounding board and a little bit of mentor and all that kind of thing, that he could still go out there and manage the offense the way it's supposed to be managed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miller Moss finished up, I think, I don't know what his, I think
3 of 8 for 48 yards.
Yeah, 48 yards. So nothing too crazy. Probably not going to stick on the roster. He's just trying to put tape down to see if somebody else will pick him up. They were down 10-0.
Yep, I saw that and I was like, all right, it's preseason.
Yeah, they were down 10-0, and then what is it? They missed a 50-yard field goal wide left, and I thought, okay, it doesn't really matter, blah blah blah. And I think they went into halftime. I don't know if they tied the game yet. I can't remember. But the second half, they just the Bears kind of just became the Bears, and the Browns became the Browns, and the Bears just dominated. Keenum had like a 49-yard touchdown pass on a screen where the running back just kind of threaded the needle and got every block that he needed and had a touchdown. And Jade Walker had a good day. What is it? Their other no-name receivers, Scotty Miller, was it Maurice Alexander? Just guys that are, I think Walker's going to make the team, but I don't know about Scotty Miller or Maurice Alexander. But, they had guys that you hope to never hear from. Actually play well,
Mm-hmm.
They had, I know Joe Tooney didn't play, Jonah Jackson didn't play, Darnell Wright didn't play. I know Braxton Jones didn't play. They went back and forth between Amagaji and what's his name? Jedrick Willis, I think is his name. The free agent that they signed. And then Theo Benedict played right tackle, and then you had the rookie Logan Jones playing center. So and that was good. Not a lot of sacks. And then on defense, what was the guy's name? Beanie Bishop with 2 interceptions. He intercepted Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders, which was good to see. We got our first look at Muhammad as a nickel, and I guess he was in on 5 tackles, which is good.
So Beanie picked off Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel.
Okay, good.
Deshaun actually, from what I kind of read after the fact, actually seemed like he did pretty well.
Yeah, he's obviously going to be the starter. And I know, Shedeur is probably not too happy about that, but sorry, he's better.
Yeah.
And they have Judkins and Sampson, and they have a really nice looking young receiver. What's his name? Concepcion, I think, who they like, and I think had a touchdown in the game. So they have some pieces, but overall, nobody got hurt, which is good because that seems to be the Bears' MO.
Mm-hmm.
Guys getting hurt. It was good to see Cam Lewis out there. So apparently his injury wasn't as big as people thought. You saw a little bit of Xavier Woods, the safety they just signed. Filament looked pretty good from what I could tell and from what the analysts were saying. So yeah, I did a couple sacks, which is good. So yeah, they dominated. I mean, 34-10. They had like 430 yards of total offense. And little did I know, and they didn't announce this until today, that Antoine Randle called all the plays in the second half.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Which is pretty cool because that's kind of when the offense kind of got going. So, obviously, no Caleb, it doesn't really matter. I'm excited for that. They were saying he's probably not going to play the entire preseason, which is probably smart.
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah, if you don't have your first string offensive line out there to protect him, then why would you put him out there?
Exactly.
So
you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I think you are.
So you watched the game.
I did.
What did you learn? Did you learn anything?
No, I really didn't.
Okay, I don't feel bad about consciously not watching it.
I learned that, okay, if they're able to execute this offense with that group, it's going to be really exciting to watch them with the ones.
Mm-hmm. But also be playing against ones too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really, it's hard to determine whether or not, I feel like true exhibition games are for the back end of the roster.
Yeah, we found out our
pieces to prove
second, third, and fourth string are better than the Browns' second, third, and fourth string.
Right. I mean, I sent you that thing during the week where Ben Johnson said, "I don't need to see Caleb Williams. I see him every day in practice. That's good enough for me."
Yeah.
So,
it's what I figured. Like they're not gonna take any chances with his health in the preseason in a meaningless game.
No.
Be ready. Don't show up, game 1, game 2, where they look rusty, like a lot of these teams do that don't play any of their starters in the preseason. Like, just don't do that.
No, come out all guns blazing against Carolina.
And crisp, like good football, not sloppy, crap that we're used to.
Yeah, and don't just dip and dunk West Coast. Okay, we're going to run the ball 3 times, and if we get there, cool. If not, we punt. I mean, play your game. Play your game. Show me that Luther Burden is, going to be the guy, which I think he is. Show me that Roman Dunze takes another step and can stop dropping the ball. Show me that you believe Colston Loveland from week 1 can potentially be, the best tight end in the NFL. Show that right away,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Johnson said, he goes, "I want the number 1 scoring offense of all time."
Well, go for it.
Yeah.
How exciting would that be?
Then show me. So, but hey, I'm excited to see Bears football. The one takeaway I did take from that game is they did interview George McCaskey during the game, and he did say all indications are pointing towards Hammond.
Yeah, they had like some stupid press conference that they're going to keep Chicago Bears' name. Like, what was the point of that? Like, I didn't even realize that was even up for debate.
I think somebody tweeted that it was in the deal that they had to put Indiana into the Bears' name, which obviously is not true. So
that was a response to what? A rumor, a report, or something?
I think it was a scheduled news conference anyway, but I think that tweet came out either the day before or 2 days before, so it kind of turned into something that they had to address. But I think they were going to have that news conference anyway, because it's kind of like your preseason news conference. I mean, Ben Johnson spoke about the football team right before Kevin Warren and then right before George McCaskey. So I think it's something that they probably do every preseason. But obviously, once Kevin Warren takes the stage, it becomes about the stadium. And, somebody asked him. It's so funny because, he has said, we want shovels in the ground by the end of 2025 and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. And somebody flat out asked him, hey, we're in August of 2026, obviously a lot further along than what you anticipated. Was what mistakes have we made here? What mistakes have been made and what would you have done differently? And Kevin Warren stood up there and said, we haven't made any mistakes.
Okay, well,
we've made none. We're comfortable with where we're at. And then they asked him, okay, well, when is the decision going to be made? And he said the decision will be made when there is a decision to be made. As in, I take that as they have no freaking idea. Yeah, now, I think they do. They just don't want to say it because I think they know that once it's formally announced that Hammond is the spot, there's obviously going to be some disappointment. And, I think people are right to be disappointed. Yeah. I don't think it's make or break if you're a fan, but yeah, does it suck that it's, about a mile or two right over the border? Sure. But, they showed the site and you can see the Chicago skyline in the background. It's right there. But it just happens to be that the state line is literally right there. So yeah. that kind of sucks.
But I don't care. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Here's the thing.
I think it's a travesty.
Yeah. Every time they score, they play Bear Down Chicago Bears. And one of the lyrics in that song is the pride and joy of Illinois.
Yeah.
And that will no longer be the case.
They're going to remix it. They're going to have AI overdub it.
Yeah. What are they going to be? The pride and what's a word
like
that
Chicagoland or something like that?
Yeah, something that rhymes with Indiana. I don't know. Outside of the word banana. I don't know.
Well, the shit is bananas. That's already taken.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. Will it be disappointing? Sure. Is it going to change my fandom? No.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
I know.
It just doesn't feel good.
A lot of people aren't going to like it, but...
And the fact that it's happening now.
Yeah, right. When the Bears are about to hopefully ascend to one of the better teams in the NFL. But as a taxpayer, and,
I agree. It should not be paid for by...
No, public money.
Yeah. Billionaires got to find a way to fund their own teams. Figure it out.
Yeah, but I will
even if you're a pauper billionaire like the McCaskies.
It's unfortunate. I'm not big fans of either of them anyway, but it is unfortunate that, Pritzker's legacy and Brandon Johnson's legacy as the mayor and the governor
that lost the Bears.
They lost the Bears.
Yep.
So,
that's why I think there is, I think there's still hope that the Bears or that Illinois somehow figures it out just because of those reasons.
Well, there's a rumor that while, the testing on the site and, while they were looking at the land and things like that, there's a rumor that Roger Goodell was having a backdoor meeting with the Illinois government. So who knows? Mm-hmm. I think the NFL has to want them to go to Arlington Heights. The NFL probably wants them to stay in Illinois, I would think. It just, obviously for marketing, for, just for having them in the state of Illinois where Chicago is, just to not have that PR headache,
Yeah.
So
do you think this opens the door? I think we talked about this, but for another team down the road to be back in actual Chicago?
Boy, that's a great question. Could you imagine
two football teams?
Like if you a a Rams Chargers situation,
yeah.
Both in
or Jets, Giants, or
yeah.
I mean,
do you think that there will be Bears fans that are that upset that would jump ship to a new franchise?
I think yes, but I think there are a little bit of the extremists right now. But I think there will be enough fans that are disappointed, and once this wave crests and they start to go down again, mm-hmm. that will open the door for something.
I think there's a better chance of that happening if the Bears don't win anything in the next 10 years.
I think so too.
If they go to Hammond, but say win a Super Bowl or two or something like that, I think if they won the Super Bowl once or twice,
that staves it off.
Yeah, all is forgiven.
I don't think it's forgiven, but I think it delays
for the foreseeable future. I think it's for him.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are still mad about the Colts.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, when they left Baltimore in the middle of the night, even though they, the Ravens, and then the Cleveland Browns became the Ravens, and then the Browns resurrected. So, for sure.
Yeah, it's it's not immediate. Maybe 20 years, 30 years down the road, if they end up moving out of Illinois, if we end up seeing another NFL team in Chicago, and who knows at that point, maybe Chicago is as big as, in New York or in LA, where there is enough people to support that.
I think there is. I mean, they obviously already support two baseball teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're the third largest media market in the country. I think there's definitely enough. I think it'd be cool. Now the question is, would you have an expansion team, or would you have another team wanting to move in a dead market? I don't know.
Like Cleveland.
Because there's a lot of pissed off people still in St. Louis when the Rams went back to Los Angeles.
Yeah, but there's no team there anyway. So
I know. But that's the thing. It was replaced with nothing.
Right.
Think about the city of Oakland, who lost the Raiders, and they're about to lose their baseball team too, to the same town. Vegas said, "We're going to take your football and your baseball."
No, that's a vendetta. That's not coincidence.
How about that? So I don't know. Good question.
What do you make of? I want to go back to Deshaun Watson, because he hasn't played a full season since 2020. Like, how is this guy going to be successful? It's been this 3 years removed from any meaningful football. He hasn't played more than 7 games in the last 4 years in a season, and he missed all of last season.
Doesn't he have? It's like 19 career starts or something like that. It's not a lot.
No, I think he's. I'm not sure how many starts he had, but he did have. I mean, he in 2018, 2019, 2020 is why he got paid, and he played 16, 15, and 16 games. He threw for almost 5,000 yards in 2020.
Maybe it's the 19 games is how many starts he's had in Cleveland since he signed. What was it? It was like a $240 fully guaranteed $1 million deal.
That's what. Yeah, it's 19 in Cleveland alone.
Yeah. So.
And he's thrown for 1,100 yards in each of those 3 seasons. That was it.
Yeah. Now the other side of that argument is he hasn't played, so he doesn't have the mileage on.
No, but you don't get faster and stronger the older you get.
I know. He's probably the best quarterback on that roster.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's not saying much of anything though.
No, it's not. I know.
I think it's a fascinating story to see what happens, right? I mean, he gets canceled because of all the different allegations around him. He gets his guaranteed contract. He's injured twice. He hasn't played meaningful football since 2020. It's 2026.
Well, you could argue he hasn't played meaningful football since college.
No, but 3 years for 3 years in Houston. Look, he got a $250 million contract because he was good.
Right. No, I know what you're saying.
But
no, he will be a fascinating story to watch for sure. Although I think the biggest news, I don't know if you saw this today, the biggest news for the Bears to come out of this weekend, they activated Ozzie Trapilo today off the PUP list.
So now that they've got a couple weeks, I think it is, to figure out if he's going to go back on, or how's that work during the season? During the preseason.
Sure, but usually when you activate a guy, that means he's ready. This guy ruptured his patella 8 months ago. Less than 8 months ago in January. Like, his knee was done. Like, they thought the guy's career might be over. And 8 months later, here he is.
That's good. Can he rush the quarterback? Can he cover anybody?
Well, then now where does he fit into the left tackle discussion?
Yeah. He's a young guy, isn't he?
Yeah, this will be his, 3rd year? He was a 2nd-round pick 3 years ago? 2 years ago. This will be
2025,
his
3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, so this is his 2nd year.
This is his 2nd season. So I don't think they rush him back. You don't do that for a young guy like that. I think working back into it, when he's ready, he's ready, but I wouldn't rush him to be out there anytime soon.
Just the fact that the guy's activated and able to play if needed 8 months later after completely destroying his knee.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. The fact that he came back before Kyler Gordon did
yeah,
is a something. And I think we talked about him being mentioned as the new Nate Davis. I don't know what's going on there. Supposedly he's doing some all kinds of physical therapy and conditioning outside of the Bears, I guess, but
yeah, but that's
still something's not right.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that outside of the team you play for?
I mean, that's like Brandon Ayuk. Kind of like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, he's not with the team. I think there's like contractual things, right? That you have to like follow, the team's training regimen and doctors and stuff like that. And it is weird.
Speaking of the Niners, I meant to bring this up last week. Did you hear about the car accident that Shanahan got into?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Apparently he's a bad concussion and he's still not with the team, or is he now?
I'm not sure if he is or not, but it was also, he was talking about Tesla autopilot and was or wasn't on. And
yeah, wasn't on.
It was totally his fault. Like he definitely says like, yeah, it was all me, even though like, I guess the insurance rule was like 50-50 or something like that. I don't know. It seems like it's very, very weird. There's a lot of different storylines in that. I'm not sure what to think.
May or may not have been on his phone or all that. Yeah. But yeah, it sounds like it was pretty bad. Like he had 40 stitches in his face. But yeah, nasty.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm just excited that obviously the preseason. Now, what's cool is I think the Bears have joint practices with the Bengals this week, and we'll see Caleb all over that. So I think that'll be, I think, more important and a better indicator than any preseason game. So that'll be cool.
I agree. Yeah, those joint practices are usually, I think, because they're not game, but they are showing.
Oh yeah,
what they're doing on offense. So that'll be interesting to watch. Those aren't televised, are they?
I don't think so, but they're usually good for a fight or two. And, all that. Yeah, I will say this: a guy that keeps popping up in practice and in the game is that late round draft pick. What's his name? Jordan Vandenberg.
Oh, really?
Defensive lineman. Who's I think he was either 6th or 7th round pick. A guy that they kind of drafted for depth, but he's been rotating in with the ones last week or two, and is apparently a little bit better than they thought. So that'll be nice.
You can rush the passer. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Get to the quarterback.
Or take up space so Montez Sweat can go rush the passer, that kind of thing. Or Austin Booker, whatever.
Yeah. I will take sacks, hits, or assists. Just don't be ineffective.
Yeah. Sacks, hits, pressures, hurries, assists, all that stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
Just don't stand there taking up space and not doing anything.
TFLs, tackles for loss, all that.
Give it to me all.
So, and the other guy who looked good is their new linebacker, Devin Bush. Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did. That guy's fast.
Yeah, that's why I liked it. Signing it was like that was the thing I saw last year was they were just slow.
Yeah, he can move. And the other fast linebacker they have, Ruben Hippolyte. He was all over the field as well. So.
Yeah, but he seems like he's been like a bubble guy, right? He's been there, 1 or 2 years already?
Yeah.
He doesn't really see the field very often.
Well, I know he gets hurt, and I know he's like a special team guy, but he actually played a lot of defense on Saturday, and, they mentioned his name quite a bit, so.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'll take it. It's not a bad thing to have a lot of quality players.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously, you didn't have TJ Edwards on the field, but, you got, what's his name? I think, Noah Sewell. I don't think he's playing. Sanborn played. But I mean, hey, the more guys you have out there that can play, the better.
Right, yeah. You can always figure it out. You can run, one lineman and 8 linebackers if you need to, if they can all play football.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but hey, man, I'm just glad football's back. It's awesome.
I am too. We got a couple weeks. I almost made a tragic mistake of traveling opening weekend.
I remember you said that.
And I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. I was supposed to, I was thinking maybe I'd go to like was that Texas A&M and whoever they're playing, there's like some kind of like work, tailgate thing. I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. And then I looked at the calendar. I was like, wait, like I'm already gonna be in that Chicago, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And like, no, I'm not going to that. I'm staying home and I'm watching the Bears.
There you go. Well, what is it? I think the Bears have I think it's 7 games where they're either primetime. What is it? They play both on Thanksgiving and Christmas, or they're like the 3:00 game of the week.
Yeah, they got a bunch night games too. So they've got. Let's see. They're the night game week 3. They're the Thursday night game week 7. They're the Monday night game week 8. And they're on Netflix on Christmas.
Right.
And they are Sunday night football. No, Saturday night football.
They're Saturday night later in the
week
year.
15. And they're Sunday night football on the 9th. So yeah, they've got a bunch of primetime stuff. And they close out the season against Green Bay, Detroit, and then Minnesota as a flex game if needed.
Okay. I think we said it. I think obviously Caleb is face of the NFL. And I think it's probably deserved. I mean, he was the number 1 pick. And I think he's ascending to what everybody thought he could. Obviously, there's a ways to go, and he's got work to do and things like that. But I think you're seeing what you want to see from him. I mean, I'm telling you now, I'm sure you've heard, but I think you'd rather have him than Jaden Daniels these days.
Yeah, I think after that first season, everyone's kind of like wondering what's going on, but Jaden has definitely fallen back to earth.
Well, he's fallen back to earth, and he's kind of showing that he's kind of an asshole.
Oh, really? I have not seen that.
Well, apparently he's mad at LSU for allowing another player to wear his jersey number. I'm thinking, like LSU is basically saying, keep this up and we'll make it look like you never even played here.
Yeah, no kidding.
We didn't retire your jersey. I mean, and the kid who got his jersey obviously was in the news. He's like, this is the number they gave me, and I like it. It's what I played in high school, and, I'm going to keep it. So I guess, he's pissed. I didn't know this until, I don't know if you watched any of the new season of Quarterback on Netflix.
I haven't yet.
Well, Jaden Daniels is one of the guys, and I've only watched one episode, but I guess his agent is his mom. And you probably know what's coming with this, but apparently she's like, LeVar Ball type stuff. She controls everything, and she's a control freak, and, she thinks Jaden Daniels is, the Messiah. I mean, and I think it's just starting to go to his head. And, I also learned that where he went to high school, they named the field after him. And it's like, okay, look, I know you went to LSU, had a nice career, you won the Heisman Trophy, but you haven't done shit in the NFL, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a playoff run your rookie year, but you also got hurt. You took a step back, and now you've got a lot to prove still. So, but he apparently thinks he's all that, and nobody should wear number 5 at LSU ever again, and he's pissed about it and has made it publicly known. He's becoming a diva, is basically what I'm trying to say. And what's interesting is that's what a lot of people thought Caleb was going to be when he got here, and all indications are that could not be further from the truth. So, Caleb's diva, the inner diva of Caleb Williams hasn't either shown yet or it doesn't exist.
Right.
So hopefully it doesn't exist. Now, obviously, we may get a taste of it when he's asking for that contract extension.
Yeah.
But,
then we'll see the $750 million contract.
Yeah. Will the real Caleb Williams please stand up?
Well, if he continues to play well, pay the man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we've been asking for a quarterback who could, win it all and be a franchise quarterback for God knows how long.
I mean, since Jim McMahon, Eric Kramer.
Yeah. And if you're saying Eric Kramer was your franchise quarterback, then yeah, we've been lacking. I know
very lacking.
Everybody thought it was going to be Cutler, and it just didn't.
Cutler was good, but it was the wrong time and just didn't have enough pieces around him.
Yeah, it just never came to fruition. So, but Cutler, even all indications are Caleb Williams is going to be much better than Cutler was.
Mm-hmm.
What I liked about Jay was he was tough.
Yes. Yeah, it's hard to argue against that. Like he was definitely a baller.
He was tough, but he doesn't do the extreme like Caleb does. So,
Well, I'm looking at Kalshi, and the Bears are right now in third place for winning the division. They've got Detroit at 35%, Green Bay at 28%, Chicago at 24%, and Minnesota at 16%.
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean, I think anything can happen this year, frankly. If you put $100 down for Chicago to win the division, you got almost $400 coming back at you.
Well, the Lions still have all the weapons. The Packers are the Packers. They're always going to be in the discussion until they're not. The Vikings, I think, are a huge question mark between, they named Kyler Murray the starter. He was never all that great in Arizona, but now he's got, obviously, I think, better pieces around him. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. I think it's going to be a very competitive division.
Yeah, me too.
And in all the success the Bears had last year, they still had a losing record in their own division. I think they were like 3-5 or something like that. So, I think it's probably between them and the NFC West. I think those are the two best, most competitive divisions in football. The North might be the best up and down because really all four teams could win it. I'm not saying they will, but they could.
Yeah, I don't know about Minnesota.
Yeah, well, I think a lot would need to happen for Minnesota to do it, but it's possible. I don't see the Arizona.
Yes, I don't
see the Arizona Cardinals even coming close to competing with the Rams, Seahawks, and Niners.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But I think top to bottom, I think the NFC North is probably, if the Vikings are the fourth best team, that's not terrible.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, I guess.
Yeah, but I think that between the Lions, the Bears, and the Packers, it's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, me too. We'll see. That's why they play the games.
I want to see the Bears could be better, but I want to see the Bears are better, but I don't know that.
Yeah, it's such a weird year, I think, because I think last year was surprise. I was like, oh, like, are we actually this good? And then, but they also got lucky in half those games.
Yeah,
the ones that they won, those we talked about last year was like, those are the games they've lost, prior years. So the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. And if they're somewhere in the middle, that means they're a 500 team.
Yeah, I think this is the prove it year. This is okay, you went out and showed us you can, win games dramatically. Now go out and let's win the game in the first half.
Right.
Let's
stop playing from behind.
Right. Yeah. Let's score first.
Yeah. I don't need nail biters.
We're right. Can you win games, 38-10? Can you win regular season games 34-10 like you just did, in the preseason? That kind of thing.
Exactly. So, don't play to your opponent. Play your game and win.
Yeah, right. If you say you're going to have, the highest scoring offense, like we said, go out and do it from the get go.
Yeah, go out and do it.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, 3 more weeks? About a month, 3 or 4 more weeks left. And we'll be talking week 1 of the season and how things went.
Yeah, because it's next week. They play Cincinnati. The week after, I think they play Tennessee. Then they have the off week, and then they'll do it for real against Carolina.
Yep.
So yeah, 4 weeks.
All right. Well, I don't know if I'll watch any of the preseason. I think it doesn't matter so much, especially if starters aren't really playing. So I will cautiously wait and just read and catch up.
I'll watch it to be entertained, but like I said before, both our baseball teams are in a pennant race. So if those games matter, that's the game I'll be watching.
Yeah, that's fair. Like there's other things to be watching while we're waiting for, whatever's going to happen with the team.
Here's a question for you though. If the Cubs and White Sox are still, playoff bound, what do you think fans will be more in tune with? That or the Bears? Like, let's say the Bears start, or did we talk about this already? If the Bears, come out guns blazing, they're 4-0 through the month of September. Okay. Like they beat, Carolina, they beat the Vikings, they beat the Eagles on national television, and then I forget who their week 4 opponent is. But they come out 4-0, even 3-1, whatever. And we're like, okay, Bears are legit. They're exciting. We know they're for real. Every game's going to be a dogfight. Every game we're going to be in it, and we're going to compete. Do you think fans are going to be like, okay, we're in on this, or are they still going to be in tune with playoff baseball here in Chicago?
I think they'll do both.
You think so?
Yeah, there's no reason, because they're not really competing against each other. The only time they would compete is if games are playing at the exact same times.
That'd be wild.
Which would be nuts. And I think you see, you'll have people at both parks. They will both be sellouts. And both teams will be playing each other's games.
Could you imagine a Sunday like week 5? I don't know if the Bears are even at home. Or just a Sunday in October, because the playoffs go all through the month of October for baseball. If there was a Sunday or whenever they play a national TV game where the Bears, the White Sox, and the Cubs all had home games on the same day.
I mean, you could, depending on the times that they're playing, I wonder if you could hit all 3.
Well, the Cubs and Sox would never put, because they always staggered the times. So they never put 2 playoff games up against each other because they put them all on national TV.
We'll see. They're on the road week 5 and week 6, October 11th and top 18th. And then they're home against New England on the 22nd.
Okay, so the 22nd, that would be right around, that would be right at the end of the championship series heading into the World Series.
And if the Bears are good going against New England, who was in the Super Bowl last year, that could be a marquee. That is a Thursday night game.
Oh, okay. Well, here, I could see the Cubs with a day game. How about this? The Cubs with a 1:00 game, the White Sox with a 4:00 playoff game, and then the Bears playing the Patriots at 7.
All Chicago all the time. And you can eat nothing but Portillo's, or
Gino's East
Pizza, pizza,
Connie's Pizza,
right?
Yeah, Portillo's hot dogs.
Somebody will make that into a trip, right? They'll start from the north and casually work their way south, hitting all the major eateries and the ballparks on the way.
You know who we would suggest that to? The dude who wears the Marlins hat, the Marlins guy.
Oh yeah,
who we talked about.
Yep.
the attorney from Miami.
That would be cool.
Oh man, that would be as big of a sports day that this city has ever seen.
I think you'd see an awful lot of people calling out sick that day.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I might be one of them.
I don't blame you.
It would just be fun. I don't know if I would even need to go to the game, but just it would be so awesome to be downtown that day, to go hang out outside of Rate Field for the afternoon, and then, or go to Wrigley in the morning, because, everybody goes to Cubs games, goes out there early and hang out in Wrigleyville, and then go hang out around the Rate at 4:00, and then go hang out around Soldier Field for tailgating and all that. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
So I'm already thinking about my schedule. I'm already on the road all those weeks. Let's see. The week of October 4th, I'll actually be in Austin. 11th, I'll be in Orlando. The 18th, I'll be in Carlsbad, California. I think the 22nd, I should be home, but I'll be in between trips on my way to, I think I go back to New York City that week.
Got it.
So I'll be either in hotel rooms or on planes trying to catch some of this stuff. Yeah, the 22nd, I will be in Carlsbad. So actually, I'll be in Carlsbad for 2 of the Bears games, the 18th and the 22nd. So I got a short week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, a lot would need to happen in order for that to come to fruition. But if it does, man, that would be something else.
I will definitely get my money's worth of Sunday ticket and out-of-market games as I travel this year.
Yeah, for sure. What is it? Sunday tickets through YouTube, right?
Yeah, they're the exclusive provider. And I think, I can't watch the Bears unless I have that or they're a national game. So for me to be able to watch it, it's worth it.
Oh, for sure.
But overall, I still think like if you're a fan out of it, it's not that bad. If you think about it, it's like $15-$20 a game to watch it.
Okay.
Which is way better than trying to do it in person, especially if you're out of market. Sure. You're getting to watch your team anyway. So I think it's priced appropriately for what it is.
Nice. Well, that's good because not a lot of things these days are.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Everything just gets more expensive.
That's right.
All right. Well, I am
that's all I got.
Out of things, yeah. I wonder, we've had a surprisingly AI-free show. Shall we ask FOJ AI what it has learned throughout this conversation today?
Well, he should have learned a ton, but yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, let's see what he has to say for himself.
I've learned that Jason's got a spotless batting average. The Bears are contractually forbidden from winning by more than 7 points, and Jeff's travel calendar looks like a Sunday ticket commercial waiting to happen.
Okay. Well, that was short and to the point, but all accurate.
Well, obviously, what's top of mind for FOJ AI is my batting average. So that makes me feel great.
Yeah. Well, you're batting 1,000. Do not take any more this year. And, welcome to the hall, baby.
There we go.
All right, man. I will catch you in about a week or so.
Sounds good. And Jeff, Chad, we're waiting.
Yep. Doors are always open.
That's right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.